There's nothing quite like a dating dumpster fire, is there? Gather round, everyone. Let's get warm. The Milkman. Bad dates. Oh, I'm gonna use the Melvin Milk Toast voice. I recently watched a ReddX video about a quote-unquote bad date. The commentary was hilarious, but the date really didn't sound all that bad. So I decided to share one of my bad date stories. You guys tell me if it's cringe or not. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the worst date of my life with a bullet. What? The Milkman. Cast is the Milkman. Male, late 20s. Generically attractive. Imagine Fred from Scooby-Doo, sans ascot. Well, I think by the end of the bad date, OP's gonna be the one that says, hey, let's split up, gang. Like, permanently. I don't want to see you no more. There's also, of course, OP, female, mid-20s, unconventionally attractive on a good day. Imagine a punk version of Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Well, everybody want to be Daphne. Why can't we just have some Velmas running around, you know? And not the Mindy Kaling Velmas, for God's sake. I met the Milkman on a dating site. Honestly, dating sites are not the devil. Well, that's true. It's basically like the new norm, isn't it? Most of my experiences with meeting men online just turned out to be dull. Engaging profile, nice photo, fun phone conversations, normal date, and no spark. But I know several people who have formed lasting relationships via online dating, or have had a steamy fling at the very least. Yeah, but like, no spark means no spark. That's fine. Why I'm gonna go and waste my time? The Milkman was shaping up to be another dull date. He was easy to talk to, objectively attractive, polite, but not in a simpy way. In other words, there were no red flags in sight. I didn't feel a spark with him, but I was trying to branch out and date outside of my typical type, which was gothy, artistic types. So I decided to go out on a second date with this clean-cut milquetoast and hope for some semblance of a spark. There's no reason to try and make it happen. Just let it go, it's fine. What are you trying to prove here? As for me, I'm a theater nerd slash gamer girl, petite, bright orange hair, bubbly personality, easily amused, heh, me too. Book smart and street dumb, but I do have social skills on my side, so I know how to rein in the oddities. And oh yeah, I do have neckbeard stories, but the Milkman is even weirder than that. I promise. Oh, we're gonna get into the juice today. The moo juice. He had offered to cook dinner for me, which made me a little uncomfortable. I told him I'd rather do something collaborative, so I suggested that we cook dinner together. He agreed. This was mundane compared to my usual dates that involved going to see a friend's play and then hitting the cast party afterwards. If you've ever been involved in community theater, you know. But as I said, I was trying to branch out. A simple date might be surprisingly fun. Enjoying community theater, that is a great thing. I think you should get involved in your local community. Going to the cast party, however, that feels a bit too involved for me. I'm out at that point. The evening started out like a perfectly normal second date. We had some wine, told some funny stories, and then headed into the kitchen to cook. Here comes the first offense. The Milkman was dicing or stirring or some crap, and I was busily chopping vegetables. He glanced over his shoulder and immediately took the knife from me and demonstrated his way of doing things. I mean, I'm no master chef, but I can cut a goddamn cucumber, Milkman. Nobody ever taught you this technique. OP, no, but my way works just fine. Milkman shaking his head and grinning. You're lucky you're pretty. Dude, okay. I think I have to go to the bathroom. It's out the front door, right? I'm just gonna get in my car and drive to the gas station to go to the bathroom, and then never come back. And of course, that comment did piss me off a little bit. For the record, I was just cutting the cucumber into round pieces. That's the way that I like them in a salad. He wanted me to cut it julienne style, and he was acting like I was some kind of helpless airhead for cutting round cucumber slices. Round cucumber slices? How uncouth! But I will give him this. He accurately read my narrow-eyed expression after his backhanded insult and quickly assured me that he was just kidding. Oh yeah, super cool, funny joke, bro. What's wrong with you? Milkman.
Please don't be bad. I'm sorry. Why don't we just trade places?
Fine. I stirred the sauce, and he julienned the vegetables. When the food was in the oven, we sat down with our wine glasses, and he told a funny story about accidentally letting a fart slip when he met his ex-girlfriend's family. Bathroom humor to the rescue! Yeah, that'll work for me too. I laughed and decided to forget about his previous comment. I mean, don't forget completely. Forgive, but don't forget. Perhaps he was getting tipsy, or perhaps he was just getting more comfortable. He launched into another story about going to McDonald's with his buddy and ogling the ginormous breasts of the girl at the drive-thru window. Oh boy, Milkman.
We both looked at each other like, Mom, milk.
Milk. And thus his name was born. I laughed. It was mildly funny in the moment, but you have to hear the Milkman's voice in your head. When he said milk, he turned that monosyllabic word into 4 syllables, and he used a babyish voice.
Milk.
Milk. I just want some milk.
They don't have any milk, but I can get you some milk.
That's what he just said.
Yeah, I just want some milk.
I guess maybe it could be funny in the moment, but it's also just another red flag thrown up in your face. I don't think you need to tell anybody this story ever again. You and your buddy can laugh about it, that's fine, but you think this is gonna impress a date? I'm surprised he got the second date, honestly. As I sat down my wine glass, I noticed that the Milkman's eyes were fixated on my chest. Okay, I understand that some guys are into big boobas, and I got no problem with that. I understand locker room talk between male friends, totally fine, but I'm pretty flat-chested, and I wasn't wearing anything particularly revealing. In the past, the only guys who had ever leered at my chest were guys that I already knew pretty well. I have cute boobs, and some dudes like them, some don't care. Honestly, after the Milkman's tale of the busty Mickey D's chick, I was starting to assume that I wasn't exactly his type, and I was totally fine with that. I don't know how to reconcile this. I guess he's just an animal. He can't keep himself contained. Again, really surprised he got that second date. It was a pity date, though. OP kind of admitted as much. He's not really my type. He's sort of a lifeless brick of a human being, but I'll go out with him again, sure. I tried to meet his eyes, but he was positively transfixed. Had he, like, dropped acid before this date or something? Was he hallucinating some enormous honker-donkers?
I understood that reference.
I was getting ready to snap my fingers at him when he heaved a heavy sigh and groaned.
Speaking of...
And I swear, the nincompoop drooled a little bit. What the hell you mean, speaking of, dude? You're comparing apples and oranges right now. Or apples and watermelons, I guess. Please remember that I am an A cup, and for those who don't speak bra, that's small. And then the Milkman's hands moved towards my chest. Ugh! His fingers were spread widely, in a way that would have resulted in 2 handfuls of air, even if I hadn't stood up to evade the grope. Milkman.
Too soon?
This is bad, dude. Forget the dinner. I think I'm good. I need to leave right now. OP says, yeah, inappropriate. Milkman says,
All right. I was just kidding. Hey, let's check on the food.
yeah, great topic shift there, pal. OP, you go ahead. You're the kitchen expert. Oh, this is not going well. He didn't even seem to notice that I was trying to make a snide remark about his imperious behavior in the kitchen during dinner prep. Milkman.
Aw, thanks, babe.
Dude, he's so clueless. And then he leaned down and casually kissed my cheek, like we were already a couple. I don't think he's ever gotten a second date before. Most people go on the first date and they're like, well, he held it together, but there's something just off about him. I don't need a second date. But I guess if you talk yourself into it, well, here we are. I don't even remember exactly what the meal was. I just remember that it was extremely garlicky and not very good. OP, wow, this has some zing. He went on to tell me that he'd picked up the recipe
during his extensive travels.
And the conversation was once again completely unremarkable. He really is just a husk. The only fuel that he gets is milk. And then he got really freaking weird again. He cocked his head, leaned towards me, and asks,
"Don't you ever pee?"
Okay, yeah, sometimes I'm gonna go climb out the bathroom window. What the hell kind of question is that? OP says, well, I am human, so yes, I pee. But I haven't been here that long, and I've only had half a glass of wine. Milkman filling my wine glass to the brim.
We gotta fix that.
Milk, lemonade, turn the corner, fudges, mate. He's just into bodily liquids. I'm sure he'll find somebody that's into that someday if he can develop a personality. This is so terrible on many levels. OP continues. Okay, is it just me? Would anyone else feel incredibly uncomfortable at this point? Yeah, that's the third strike, I think. It's time to plot your escape. Not only was he urging me to drink excessively, but he also seemed alarmingly eager for me to go to the bathroom. He's got a toilet cam for sure, dude. OP, is there something cool in your bathroom that you want me to see? Milkman.
You'll just have to pee to find out. Wink.
Ew, dude. Ew. OP. Well, I'll pee when I pee. The milkman shifted in his seat as if adjusting a tent that he had recently pitched. There was no way that I was going to use his bathroom now. Even if I had to go outside and pee in the bushes, better yet, I could just bolt and pee at a gas station on the way home. That is exactly what I said minutes into this encounter. There's no fixing this. There's no saving this. There's no reason to stick around. He told some other lame-ass story, but I was too busy thinking of excuses to leave and also avoiding drinking the very full glass of wine in front of me. Shame, to be honest. If I remember correctly, the wine was actually pretty good. Yeah, aside from the Rohypnol, he slipped into it, I'm sure. I choked down as much garlicky mush as I could manage, and the milkman offered me a plastic container for my leftovers when I declared that I was full. As he was rummaging through the cabinets, I stood up and told him, I should get going before too long. Milkman.
No!
He said this in a very whiny, childlike tone. Milkman.
Please, hang out for a little while longer. You gotta check out my couch. It's super cozy.
I knew exactly where this was heading, and I was trying to decide if I should go ahead and kiss him just to see if, even after all the minor absurdities of this evening, there might be some semblance of a spark. OP, stop talking yourself into these things, please. You want to taste this weirdo's garlic mouth and give him an opportunity to ask you to let him watch you pee again? Nah, I'm good. Get in the car. It's time to go. I mean, to be fair, he had been completely normal on the first date. Yeah, but now you're in his domain and the mask is really coming off. Maybe he really had taken some sort of substance before this date. Maybe he was nervous. And then I asked myself the tough question. If this were some guy I'd met doing a show and he was tripping balls on some mystery drug and saying bizarre things to me, Would I still give him a chance? Yeah, I probably would. You are far too forgiving, I'll say that much. I sat on the couch, and the milkman's arm slithered around my shoulder. His other hand touched my cheek and pressed it to face him. Dear God, his breath. Mine was surely just as pungent. I scooched backwards. Yeah, garlic is not the date meal, okay? Don't do this. OP, you know, we both just ate a ton of garlic, so maybe I should grab some mints or some gum? Let me get my purse. His grip tightened. Milkman.
We'll cancel each other out.
Ew. Oh God, I'm dying. That's not how this works. And then, with no finesse at all, he came at me with a wide open mouth and slobbered garlic-scented gloop all over my lips. It was disgusting. I had already decided to give it a fair shot, so I tried to kiss back a bit, but somehow his garlicky tongue went straight into my nostril. Oh my God, dude, I can't do this anymore. Is he an alien? Did he get like Invasion of the Body Snatchered before the second date happened? I just need a clear and concise explanation for why. Why any of this? And then something even worse happened. My stomach growled, the sound stopping the terrible kissing, and the milkman started giggling like the 5-year-old girls in the ballet classes that I taught. He placed his ear against my midsection and imitated the sounds that my guts were making, giggling hysterically all the while.
Sounds like you're making poop in there. Can I watch?
He didn't say that. Before anyone worries that I'm about to get explosive diarrhea or puke all over this giggly boob, well, fear not. I had barely touched the food, and my stomach was growling because I was legitimately hungry. Gas station hot dog on the way home is fine. You can also pee in there. Just anything to escape the situation at this point. I pushed him away. The terrible kissing had actually been preferable to this creepy game of Dr. Giggles between two grown adults. OP, enough. Let's try that again. This time, I kissed him. Yeah, I know. I should have been out the door long ago, and I was probably giving him a green light to pull even more weird crap, but my intention was to give him a proper kiss, thank him for dinner, tell him good night, and then leave. I figured he would put up less of a fuss if he'd at least gotten to first base, and of course my logic was flawed. When you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna ask for some milk. Since I had taken the lead on this kiss, he wasn't open-mouthed slobbering or licking my nostrils. It would have been a decent, normal kiss, if not for the rancid garlic breath from both of us. But as you probably predicted, things got weird again pretty quickly. The milkman's hand made its way to my chest. All hail to the Nah! I was about to guide his hand back to a respectful zone, like my shoulder or my forearm, when the milkman says, "Honk, honk!" Bro, just stop. You're gonna be alone forever at this rate, okay? She was so nice to you. And this is all you can muster? Jesus. Yeah, he was squeezing my tiny little boobas and making honking noises like a baby man. OP, I am not a bicycle horn, dude. Milkman leering at my chest.
But I need some milk.
OP, I'm not lactating. Milkman.
But I need your boobies.
Dude, I hate this whole thing. How did you not just like backhand him to the floor and run?
Run.
This is why we should always carry pepper spray, you know? Be like, oh, I need to go in my purse for some gum. Got him. His hands were still roaming about my personal space, and I was twisting and writhing, trying to get away from him, but he had managed to climb on top of me and seemed to be interpreting my escape attempts as some sort of arousal. Milkman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Milk.
Well, if this situation wasn't in the danger zone before, it is firmly there now. He lifted my shirt slightly, and I was seriously about to kick him right in the nards, but instead of trying to grab my chest again, he slithered down and gave me a Zerbert. You know, that thing that parents do to their infants and toddlers, blowing on the tummy so that it makes a fart-like sound. Yeah, that's what he did. That'll really get her in the mood. I actually screamed this time. This was a rude invasion of personal space, not sexy in the slightest, and I was fed up with his babyish nonsense. Milkman.
But I like your tummy.
He then proceeded to mimic the growling sounds that my empty tummy had been making earlier. He also emitted garlicky giggles between his growls. Loving the alliteration, hating everything else that's happening in this story. Was he just like coddled by his parents to an unhealthy degree? How does a man in his late 20s develop like this? I'm very confused and very concerned. We were both standing now and I was backing away. Milkman.
I like your boobies, baby. Oh, milk. And I like your hiney.
Your hiney. Okay, that's all. Wrap it up, folks. Pack it in. Now it was my butt's turn to get groped. And not only did the milkman lurch at me, wrap his arms around me, and squeeze with both hands, he also squeezed in pulses, making a fart noise with each pulse.
Do you have a mint? Perhaps some banaka?
He's really into some weird stuff, isn't he? God! I just have to assume he's never gotten this far before and he has no idea what to do. I shoved him. OP. Okay, I really do have to leave. Thank you for dinner. I walked over to the table to grab my purse, but the milkman body blocked me. Again, we are getting into some dangerous territory here. Milkman.
No, you can't leave. I'll be so sad if you goes home early.
I just realized that this situation could be making some people nervous. Yeah, myself included. Spoiler alert, the milkman never physically harmed me. He annoyed me, he invaded my personal space, he definitely behaved inappropriately, but there's no violent assault in this ridiculous story, even though I guess the boob grabbing and the butt grabbing did definitely cross a line. Again, you're being far too generous. That definitely counts as assault, okay? But I am glad that you didn't feel super unsafe because, yeah, all of this whole situation is giving me some bad vibes. Some real bad vibes. I had to think quickly. He desperately wanted me to see his bathroom for some reason. Maybe his bathroom had a window that I could climb out of, and I could take my purse with me because I needed to take care of some girl business. Yes, perfect. OP, listen, it's getting really late and I do need to head home, but do you mind if I use your bathroom? His eyes lit up and he jumped up and down, gleefully clapping his hands.
Tinkle time.
Milkman.
Oh, it's tinkle time.
Tinkle time. Bro, I don't think I want to live on this planet anymore. I am out. I grabbed my purse, scurried into the bathroom, and locked the door. For the record, I did not pee, even though I did kind of need to by that time. There were probably cameras in the toilet or peepholes in the wall. God knows what. Plus, I feared that he might be right outside with his ear pressed against the door. What are you, frying chicken in here? Just kidding. You pee real loud though, and I like that. And oh, there was also no window. Wah wah. Nor was there anything cool or impressive about his facilities. He just really wanted me to take a leak for some reason. I tore off a sheet of TP, flushed the toilet, and used his mouthwash. At least I had my car keys in hand. When I emerged from the bathroom, the milkman was shirtless and lounging provocatively on the couch. Honestly, he looked attractive. He wasn't beefcakey, but he was toned, and I had forgotten that his smile was very, very cute. If I hadn't just lived through the past 30 minutes of baby talk, garlic breath, awkward groping, bad kissing, and fart noises, I might have been a little bit Twitter-pated by the sight of him. Let's be real honest with each other. There's a reason that he's alone, okay? Decent looking guy, can kind of hold it together in public, but the second he gets a chick back to his house, he's like, let me watch you pee. You can definitely come at that conversation with a bit more tact, couldn't you, Milkman?
I didn't hear any tinkle music.
Dude, what is wrong with you? So this creep was listening. What was wrong with this dude? I've been asking myself the whole time. OP, Milkman, I know you're trying to be sweet. I appreciate dinner. The wine was fantastic, but I'm gonna have to say goodnight, Milkman.
No, you're way too drunk to drive. Just sleep over. I swear, I'll keep my peeper in my pants.
My peeper in my pants.
Oh, God.
I've had enough. My spine is powder. I can't do this anymore. I was not the least bit inebriated, and I had tried every polite exit strategy that I could think of by this point, so I made a run for it. And the milkman chased me. Milkman,
You're so drunk. You can't drive. Don't leave. I can't go to sleep without my milk. Get your boobies back on my couch. You forgot your doggy bag. Please, baby, I need some milk.
Online dating. Never again. I got to my car, slammed the door, locked myself in, started the engine, and peeled out of his driveway. When I knew I was safely away from him, I rolled down the window and shouted, "Thank you for dinner, good night!" Just polite to a fault, OP. Milkman screams,
Call me when you get home.
I never spoke to him again. But I did tell my therapist all about him. She suspected he was an adult baby. Now, I'm not gonna shame anyone's proclivities. No kink shame, but no kink same in that. But yeah, I definitely do not share that interest. Couldn't you like include that on the dating profile? You would whittle down your matches considerably, but at least you wouldn't freak out complete strangers, right? He wasn't like a bad dude or anything. Show about that? Aside from the terrible garlic breath, he had really excellent personal hygiene, clearly kept in shape, and was quite charming and obviously intelligent during our first date, and the few phone conversations leading up to it. I really do hope that he found a cool girl who shares his proclivities. Yeah, I bet he did. I bet they're having tinkle time together right now. I'm glad to check out of this one. Epilogue. Over a decade later, I eventually became a sex therapist, and my personal/professional opinion when I look back on this ridiculous date is that Milkman probably was into some mild paraphilic infantilism. I doubt that he wore diapers or played in a playpen, although it might have escalated to that eventually. The odd thing about the Milkman was that he was exhibiting infantile behavior, asking for milk, using childlike language, but he was also trying to infantilize me, And he definitely exhibited signs of urolagnia, which of course is an interest in the pee-pee. And people with paraphilias often look and behave like everyone else when they're outside of their safe space, so that could explain the unremarkable behavior over the phone and during the first date. Again, I discourage shaming, and I fear that my bad date story might sound like I am shaming him. Honestly, if the milkman had divulged these things to me in conversation, I would have simply told him that I wasn't excited by any of those things, and that he should seek someone else's company. I reacted with revulsion because I had no idea what I was getting into, and he proceeded to impose his fantasies onto an unwitting girl under the guise of a casual dinner invitation. Have the potentially uncomfortable conversation, people. It is preferable to royally creeping out your date and becoming a horror story on Reddit. That's basically exactly what I said. It's also possible that this wasn't a full-blown paraphilic infantilism case. Perhaps he had a former girlfriend who found the baby talk endearing, and he might have been doing it out of habit. Maybe baby talk had just become his default seduction technique. Oh, that's unfortunate. If that's the case, I'm guessing he eventually found out that most girls do find that kind of behavior off-putting. I mean, I'm assuming most do. I definitely did. Everyone who's heard this story finds it repulsive. Hopefully he knocked it off and eventually learned how to just let things happen naturally, and also to pop a goddamn breath mint after he's ingested an entire garlic bulb. Also, the pee thing might have been like some form of voyeurism. I am still convinced that there were like hidden cameras or peepholes in his bathroom, so openly admitting that he liked to watch or listen to girls doing their business would have taken away the voyeuristic aspect, which would explain why he didn't just outright ask to watch me tinkle, which I would have refused, of course. So yeah, there you have it. Be warned. Even the most normatively attractive and unassuming person who is initially able to behave like a functional member of society can be just as weird as a malodorous, fedora-wearing, hentai-watching, tendy-loving, lumbering neckbeard. Bro, I would have preferred a date with a neckbeard. At least I know what to expect. None of this was expected. And it was all terrifying. From the first interaction that you guys had where he's like talking down to you about cutting up the cucumber. Like, bro, just tell me how you want the cucumber slice. You don't like it like this? Suggest something else. But then it only devolves from there. And OP's like, I don't know, I can rationalize this. He's just a weird guy. Maybe he deserves a 20th chance. No, at a certain point, you gotta cut and run. I bet the bathroom that OP tried to escape through used to have a window, but the milkman boarded it up so no more females could escape. This is such a creepy story. Repulsive is definitely the adjective that I would choose for it. We're definitely reaching terrifying new depths here, people, and I didn't know we could go this deep. Hopefully you still enjoyed it in some form or fashion. I hope you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Check out my links in the description, you know, Twitter, Discord, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. I'm everywhere. Thank you so much to my Patreon patrons, my YouTube channel members. We're gonna get something up special for you real soon, guys. I appreciate you helping me make it through each month. If you can join them, that's huge. If not, that's okay. Just come on back, join me tomorrow. Keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands. And of course, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.